Come on, attack us. Other side, Chad. Far post, Chad.
Pass it around!
All right, check.
So can you hear what we're saying in your microphone?
Right over those.
I can hear you. La 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 la. This mic is okay.
But I mean, you know it's recording because you can hear.
Is this what the interview's about?
Yes.
Talking about if he can hear us or not?
Double time. Double time. You're doing great.
So let's get started.
Okay.
Something easy like, what was I like as a kid? This angsty 15-year-old, about to mumble through his own name, is me, Chad. Why so sad, buddy? And this handsome fella is me at 24, as a street hip-hop aerobics instructor. And this is me at 29, starring in a music video I made. This is me when I was supposed to be dressed like that. This is the house I grew up in, which is just a 3-minute drive away from the house where my father was raised, where my aunt lives now. These are my parents.
You were such a healthy, chubby little boy.
Unbelievably chubby.
This is my sister, my younger sister. And this is me at her wedding, as her maid of honor, where she so lovingly puts it.
That is the worst haircut you ever had.
But I'm not sure I agree. This is me playing Little League. This is my dad playing coach. This is my mom as the PTA president.
Now, our next act.
This is me as the next act, as Groucho Marx. This is my high school girlfriend, Meredith.
This is our first dance together. We are children.
This is the first fish I ever caught. This is every report card I ever received. And this is the rat tail. The rat tail I had for almost 10 years growing up that my parents now keep in their basement. The rat tail that I thought this film was about. These days, hair is hardly a defining feature for me. But once upon a time,
We always
Hair.
got comments from other people about your hair.
That was a good looking haircut.
from the beginning, my hair mirrored the latest trends defining Midwest suburbia. So when my entire soccer team started growing out their hair,
I'll never forget when Mom permed your hair and just wondering why.
People would comment, why is your hair so long in the back?
what do you say to people?
You were just a skinny little rail with funny hair and crooked teeth.
You loved going to school.
The fastest alien in the world. One starry night, a family on Mars had a baby. The father's
Your grades were always good.
a movie star's life. I'd be just like Macaulay Culkin, except a lot funnier.
Your teachers loved you.
You're a super student and have a bright future.
I have no doubt that you will be a good and productive citizen for USA.
This is my first movie pitch,
You can make a cartoon out of this, but you do not have to.
which my parents should have mailed to Hollywood for me and would have looked like this.
You had a vivid imagination.
Yeah, you were really good about entertaining yourself.
This is my Karate Kid headband.
You wear that rag around your head everywhere.
You just needed somebody else to express yourself through.
When I met you, Chad the soccer player, that's who you were.
Initially inspired by my favorite soccer player and exceptional taste in music, my rat tail would go on to define me for the next 10 years.
It was just you.
It was just part of Chad.
Everyone knew you had it, and it was kind of like your trademark.
Like every time I picked up Meredith, her dad would yell.
That's you, Ponytail?
All 3 years we dated,
Hey, it's Ponytail.
every time.
You'd get nervous and twirl it.
Touching it, pulling on it.
Now you pull at the front of your hair, and that's why you have no hair in the front. You used to always tuck it underneath your shirt.
You didn't realize you had it until you turned around. And it was like, oh, look at that fun little surprise. I remember Dad giving you a hard time about it.
I'd flip it out just to annoy you.
And it worked.
And then he would ask me, why do I have it if I just have it in my shirt?
It was very much a personal thing
Yeah.
for you. It wasn't anybody else's business.
I was 20 minutes away from my childhood home when I made the emotional decision to cut my rat tail off in my college dorm room.
I don't remember you being emotional when you cut it off. Why? Do you remember it differently?
Oh, completely differently. It was a really dramatic thing for me.
This is Space Control calling Zoom. All systems are go for your message to Chad.
Hey, Chad.
My dad named me Chad after a kiddie coached on a Little League team.
He was just a happy-go-lucky kid.
Did I live up to being happy-go-lucky?
Yeah, I'd say so.
My 4th grade journal.
I get disappointed at myself because I think I don't do good a lot. I'm a little hard on myself sometimes.
Singing Chad. Happy birthday. Singing Chad. Singing Chad. 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 Chad.
My journal, 20 years later. I hate myself. I hate myself. I don't even know how to be myself.
You were a very uptight little kid, but never saw any problems.
We didn't give you a lot of room for problems. You were a good kid, and that's what we expected.
You were people pleaser Chad. But I feel like you were happy. But if not, you masked that very well.
What do you remember?
You always had it in the back of your
She
shirt.
used to always tuck it.
Back in your shirt.
Look at that fun little
He was
surprise.
just a happy-go-lucky
Somebody else
kid.
to express yourself.
Just wondering.
We always got
Her
comments
hair
from other
in the
people
back.
about
That was a
your
good-looking
your dad
haircut.
knows.
Oh, God.
What do you remember?
I remember needing to hide my rat tail. I remember feeling confused by it, insecure, proud of it, and ashamed. I remember hiding that I wanted to cut it.
I remember you wanting to please your mom.
I remember feeling overwhelmed with sadness, my brain racing.
I feel like you overthought things.
Unable to turn it off.
You would worry more about stuff.
You were a more serious type.
Very serious.
I remember feeling burdened by the idyllic standards my family held.
I know, people pleaser Chad.
I remember feeling like a disappointment
You were a very uptight little kid.
because I wanted something else.
I think you carried a lot of stress that we didn't know about.
I remember feeling it was a fault in me that I couldn't overcome this. I remember hiding my rat tail.
Davis, ponytail.
Confused by it, insecure, proud of it, and ashamed, my brain racing,
Happy.
overwhelmed with sadness. I remember hiding those feelings.
Did I ever talk about cutting it off?
No.
Not at all.
Did I live up to being happy-go-lucky?
I think we remember you as being happy-go-lucky more than you remember yourself being happy-go-lucky.
I remember when I thought this film was about my rat tail. What more do you remember about me as a kid?
You were always nice to people, well-mannered. I always had that feeling that you were afraid to not be that way, that that was expected of you. And you always did what was expected of you. It's not a bad thing.
Do you,
What do you remember? Trying to take a break?
I remember feeling very depressed and dealing with anxiety. And I continue to feel that way in my adult life. I didn't know how to ask for help, and finally it got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore, and I wanted to kill myself. I didn't want to be alive. I hated my life. I really appreciate like listening to all this. Like I know it's not easy. Hopefully be able to continue to get better by doing it.
Right.
That's what we want you to do.
I still have bad days, but I'm doing much better. It just feels good to be past all of that.
This is a month later, shooting the reenactment scenes for this film. And this is the text I sent my therapist the next day, saying I wanted to kill myself because the footage was compromised by a camera defect. The flaw in the footage was a flaw in me. It sent me spiraling as I returned the rental gear from the shoot, speeding, weaving through traffic, screaming, berating myself. It took everything in me to not veer the car off the highway. My suicidal thoughts took over. They were telling me to end this. Once I sent the text message to my therapist, the urge to kill myself that day subsided. But now, I was exposed. My suicidal thoughts were not a thing of the past. I needed help. And there was nothing left to hide. This is the place in the film where I want to say,
it just feels good to be past all of that.
But that would be a lie. I've started the difficult work of dealing with my depression and mania. I was diagnosed with bipolar depression, the predominant cause of my suicidal ideation. I was prescribed medication that stabilizes my mood and restrains my mania. I meditate and recite mantras every day. This daily routine gives me strength, providing tools to cope through difficult times. I'm learning to be honest and open about my feelings. Know that they matter, as do I.
Feel that? Come on, feel it right here. Feel it right here.
I will always have to cope with my depression and mania. But for the first time, I feel hope. I'm no longer running from my past, but excited about my future. I had this rat tail for 10 years that my parents now keep in their basement, but I no longer need to hide it because I'm finally learning to like the person I have been and the person I've become, because who I am is enough. No matter what my hair looks like.
Hey, Chad, it's your birthday. I'm in charge of the stars, and I'm here to say, hey, Chad, you're the big star today. My name is Zoom, and I live on the moon, but I came down to Earth just to sing you this tune. 'Cause, Chad, it's your birthday today. A present for you I wanted to find, an outer space creature, a one-of-a-kind, a wild womp or a cuckoo chew, a Snapple drop or a buzzard snooze, or maybe a three-eyed tickle shade for your birthday. Did you ask?
What's a cuckoo chew?
Well,